Hi, I'm Watson Williams, and you're watching 777 Television. We have a business called 777 Technologies, LLC, and a registered active utility patent from the United States Patent and Trademark Office for a symmetric key encryption algorithm. Now, the name of this algorithm is called matrix encryption. We also have a website by the same name, matrixencryption.com. And in today's video, we're going to do another encryption demonstration. Cryptography is the science of data protection. It is any number of techniques that can be used to protect information from unintended parties. And this precedes the computer. Cryptograms were being constructed as far back as the Roman Empire. You may have heard of the Caesar cipher, for one. So cryptography is nothing new, but there's always a way to build a better mousetrap. And in our case, we did some pure math and conceived to apply it to cryptography. We then went on to patent our algorithm. And so we're here today to show you an example, a demo rather, of our service on the web app that is one particular iteration of the algorithm. It's not the most up-to-date version, but it is a pretty advanced version of the algorithm. And again, cryptography and rather bad actors will always be there. So it is incumbent upon the good guys to always improve, to try to stay one step or more ahead of bad actors. And matrix encryption is an algorithm that operates in base 10. The core functions are there's a pair of functions, and they are non-algebraically related to one another. However, the key implementation is symmetric, and so we'll be using a large integer key, a large positive integer, as the key. And in combination with an integer key, we will be using a codex that preps the raw plaintext data for encryption. So the text data has to be encoded into an integer, and then the key gets added to the encoded data, and then that result is run through the CBD forward function. CBD stands for combinatorial batch decimation. That's the name of the core original function that I derived. And so encryption in the current culture has become overly centralized and requires too much trust of third parties. This is a big problem in the world and in America in particular, which was founded as a rebellion against tyranny. In all forms of tyranny, or rather, in its original form, we're talking about a monarchy, right? Like governmental force, no representation, or insufficient representation by the colonies. And it doesn't, it's not just limited to that. We have invasion of privacy in the present day. So it's not just about protecting your data from hackers that would try to steal data online, but also against just prying eyes in general. This is the government, this is Big Brother, large corporations, and the current state of cryptography is very impersonal. We want to try and make it something personal for you. This is for you. And even though this demonstration is on the web app, the amount of data that you can encrypt on the web app is capped at 300 characters. Whereas offline, there's no cap on the amount of data that you can encrypt. Also, offline, on our products that are for sale on the products page at matrixencryption.com, you can purchase through PayPal. It's totally secure as any other PayPal purchase. And you can download our compiled patented software and use it offline. You can air gap this stuff. We need to move away from just blindly trusting that our data is secure on these public free platforms, right? Because Gmail, Facebook, ProtonMail, Tuda, and others bill themselves as secure, and they say that your data is either end-to-end encrypted or encrypted in transit on the transport layer. But this is insufficient, and we don't even know that it's actually happening. You know, we can't, if you can't prove that something's happening, then do you really know if it is? You don't control your keys, and you don't really have a way to control the protection of your own data. Imagine if you own a house, you own your own home, but you don't have the ability to lock your own front door. Is that okay? No. And in the same way, since everyone has certain natural rights, among them are the thoughts in your own head. Say no to the brain chips, and say no to Big Brother trying to lock your own data, protect your own data. Matrix encryption allows you to create your own keys and codices to protect your own data, and we want to sell software for offline use. We're also building our website out, and we're going to integrate cryptocurrency and NFTs onto our platform. The crypto will be a utility token. It won't just be a meme coin. It will have hardcore, fundamental usability on the platform. And so, in the same way that users use Gmail, Facebook, and others, and it has a really low bar for entry. Well, first of all, it's free, and the bar of usability is very low. And so if you want to be able to protect your own data, there's a slightly higher bar to be able to do that. You have to learn how to encrypt your own data. And so there are many, or maybe not many, but there are other free software options that you can use. There's Advanced Encryption Standard, AES, is available for free download in some cases. And there are some options that you can use, but you cannot get our active patent software for free. We're trying to make a livelihood for ourselves, for our business, 777 Technologies, and we're also trying to wake the world up, wake America up, and educate the people on how they have been placed in a gilded cage, one that you really can't even see. Most people don't see it, but it's there, and it is controlling you. It is stifling your digital freedom and your privacy. And so I think that's going to wrap up our intro here. I hope you have stuck with us so far. You're now ready to go through the demonstration. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, to begin the demonstration, we're going to look at our text files we're going to be saving to. These are data.txt and data.txt, both of which are empty. Now we have a random alphanumeric string that will help us with the encryption. It's not necessary, but it obscures the beginning and end of the relevant data. Now we're going to go through the encryption portal and activate our custom codecs. This is the inverse factory codecs, which is the reverse order of the factory codecs as disclosed in the patent. Now we paste the alphanumeric string into the text field and begin by typing a custom message. As many of you will probably be familiar with this message. It comes from the closing statement by Patrick Henry to the Second Continental Congress about the American Revolution and why the colonies should throw off the yoke of British tyranny. Thought it was quite appropriate. Now we need a key, so we're going to go to piday.org and take the first instance of 1776 in the digits of pi and use that as our key. So copy and come back over to matrixencryption.com and paste that key into the key field. And now this, combined with the inverse factory codecs, will produce the encryption through the CBD function. Now we need to save to data.txt. Once the save is complete, we will return home and finish the demonstration. We need to decrypt. So use the same codecs, the inverse factory codecs for demonstration, confirm that codecs, and go back to the file that we saved the encryption to. It's in data.txt. Open that file, copy the contents, and paste it in the encryption field. Go back and grab the key, the same key we're using. This demo key is the first instance of 1776 up to 600 digits we need, and actually technically 596 digits, and paste it in there and decrypt, resulting in the decryption. Now we simply save the decryption. Once that's done, we can open the files and look at them side by side, wrap things up here. As we can see, the beginning and end, or really the entire alphanumeric string, is there with the relevant data sandwiched in between. And that is all she wrote. This concludes the demonstration. I hope you enjoyed it. Go to matrixencryption.com to create a free account today. Please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.